Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I do appreciate it. So this is the weekly love reading for the period of today, Sunday, September 22nd through Saturday to come, September 28th. I apologize for the delay. I meant to or desired to post it a lot earlier this morning, but something went on with the general reading. I guess somebody didn't want me to get that up, or some energy didn't want me to get that up. It literally took overnight for the files of the general reading to upload to Dropbox in order for me to be able to process the video. So I didn't post that until this afternoon. And now, here I am coming through with the love reading. So I do apologize. But I appreciate you joining me again. And welcome to viewers and subscribers, old and new. So in the general reading, a lot of stuff came up. Well, even actually prior to the reading, I had been seeing and feeling things about like sacral chakra being blocked and sexual blockages and problems, reproductive issues and things. And I just felt that I had to talk about that this week. And then I remembered Jupiter and Neptune, that there was a transit this week. And I was thinking it was today. And during that reading, those of you who watch it will see, I realized as I was doing it, oh no, it's not today, it was the 21st. But for whatever reason, Spirit was like pushing me to talk about Jupiter and Neptune. And what I had done, because I was seeing all of these things sort of like in tandem, I had Googled Jupiter and Neptune, sex abuse. And sure enough, something came up. So I did read from a blog that I found in the general reading about what it means, what Jupiter and Neptune means in terms of the other things that I was seeing, the sex abuse and the sacral chakra. And sure enough, it matched what I had seen and what I had already told the viewers I thought it might be about, which was us being freed from those things this week. Those of us who experienced different types of trauma, narcissists, particularly toxic people, sociopaths, psychopaths in your life, maybe even to the extent that it became like a whole legal situation and they got to go to jail, that could even be happening this week. And I think that it's not only Jupiter and Neptune, but the fact that we now have 3 bodies in Libra, right? The sign of balance, with the scales evening out, karma being particularly at play with both Mercury and Venus there, and now the sun as well. So communications are happening. Basically, the whole spread was air, like, every court card, the King of Air, the Ace of Air, the Page of Air, the Queen of Air. So a lot of communication coming out, and some of us could be getting news from and or about our abuser, or somebody that's facilitating or helping us to facilitate us being freed from that trauma and or person. For some, it's like you're wanting to leave somebody now. You're wanting to get away from them. A feminine, a female, perhaps even more specifically, but a feminine archetype, wanting to get away from this person that is a narcissist, that is very controlling, and may very well be an earth sign. Do check out the general reading if you haven't seen it, especially if you've experienced anything like that. So again, welcome to the love reading. I just wanted to mention that in case anything comes up, because I did shuffle these cards, and like I also saw the potential for some really positive stuff like marriage and, divine unions or twin flame relationships coming together. Those cards even popped up in the reading too. It was like a cluster of judgment, which can be about second chances and people getting back together. If it's not a second chance in love, it can be about second chances in general with other things, like a job coming back around, some sort of opportunity coming back around. So I did see that. The Lovers, the Star, like they were all there together, the Empress. So that, points to a very sacred relationship from my perspective. So the Lovers are back. Major Arcana card 6. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. follow your heart with caring actions and choices. And then I'm starting with this card, Children, which is a very Empress-like card for me. In this deck, it's what I call the hashtag creepy deck. I don't even remember the real name anymore. But with these 3 kids, it's sort of like, it's about fertility and birth of new things. So it's very Empress to me. When I picked it up just now, the Two of Wands, a card that's sort of Two of Wands-ish. It's these 2 people in all this red. So it's like the Two of Fire. And it's called Passion. Like the Wands, Suit of Wands is all about passion. So this is a very Two of Wands card. It's right behind it. And then there's this very Emperor-like card. So I also said I saw something like that, like somebody that's controlling and narcissistic, may be involved. You may be ending a relationship with them this week. And in this deck, this particular card tends to represent, of course, the ice or winter or air or swords signs for me, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also since it's so Emperor-like, Scorpio and Aries, and then because of the White Lion, the sign of Leo as well. And that guy is like I said, he can be somebody that's overbearing, controlling, a father figure, a boss, some sort of authority, government agency, legal system, something like that. All right, so going to the dice, I'm beginning with Cocktail. It's 50-50 and Massage. Spirit says yes. Sex is staring me in the face, but that's not on what it landed. It's still massage. Sex may be a part of that or involved or also. And eat cake. Happy birthday to any Virgo, Libra, Cuspians. So I'm going to shuffle these a little bit and then get really into the reading. Begin with, again, Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, and my Animal Tarot. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Oops. And opening to the King of Spring, who's inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. And Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role, like that Emperor. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused on the big picture. King of Spring. The Page of Summer, Princess of Summer. It's the page. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced, you can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. The Princess of Summer is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be somebody who is younger than you. These 2 cards for me could represent many things, but the first thing that just came to me just now is somebody's divine masculine. The King of Spring or Wands is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. Coupled here with the Page of Summer could be representative of a younger masculine and or male. And then, of course, possibly, to be more specific, a direct water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But especially Scorpio, because actually Scorpio is in part ruled by Mars, which is the red planet. And so then we have that fire. Princess of Summer, and the Seven of Spring. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. So this is you making some sort of decision and sticking to it unless you decide to change your mind, not allowing somebody else to change your mind or to push you around, perhaps anymore. Maybe they have before, because it could be connected to like a narcissist, and you're putting your foot down now. Trust that inner power and that your guidance is true. The inner guidance that you're receiving, it's true, and follow it completely. Princess of Summer. Just cutting into 6. It's the 10 of Winter. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So this is guiding you again to let go of something or someone that is toxic, saying the universe is stepping in to help that just universal energy of 10, right? Stepping in to help that situation come to an end. It is coming to a natural, organic ending. And you are being asked not to hold on to it, right? Not to try to keep that energy, to let it flow past, and so that the energy of new can reach you. Although you may be losing a job, a relationship, or something could be coming to an end for you that you particularly enjoy having. Even if it's toxic, sometimes, you guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we want to hold on to it anyway, because I'm just afraid to be alone, right? And the overall energy is another Emperor, Major Arcana card 4. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. Again, Major Arcana card 4. The Emperor for me represents the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. Hashtag creepy deck. Again, beginning with children, with an Emperor right behind it, or almost right behind it. And opening to long distance. Could be about separation, children, or something on the horizon, not coming to pass yet, but on the horizon. Opening to mature woman. Could be a mother figure to get together, these two. Could be about fertile energy. In the general reading came up, this is a good week to try to have children if you've been wanting them, to work on that. Or that some of us could be finding out that we are pregnant. Mature woman. She could also be, again, mated with a younger masculine, a male. And opening to control. Mature woman and mature man. Wallflower. I just saw the children again, by the way. There they are. Wallflower is a card for me that shows up that asks the question whether, like, when we get our free will choice, we're gonna be asked to make some sort of decision. And when we get that choice, are we gonna choose to sit it out or dance? That's up to you, because this is representative of free will. Well, wallflower and brunette female, which in this deck for me is representation of a karmic feminine energy, not necessarily an actual female or person at all, but of course that is possible. Wallflower. And that brings us to Beauty Queen, which is a very Venus card for me. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, confidence, so everything that makes us feel awesome. Again, Venus is currently in Libra, which she rules, which is one of the most loving and balanced placements for her. And she is helping to facilitate the mending of relationships. Overall energy is still Beauty Queen. Our oracle cards, advice oracle cards, are wanting to show me that twin flame is popping up again. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. But I'm otherwise beginning with sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. And opening to law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energy. So this is saying, like, there are people, places, and things from which we are going to have to separate because they no longer match our vibration. They are too low vibe for us. And that it becomes toxic, unhealthy. Opposite the sacral chakra, this is exactly what I was talking about. Sacral chakra. You're profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. And be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Be willing to forgive. That brings us to mediumship. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Overall energy is crystals. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. Speaking of mediumship, last week I also was seeing things about child abuse and molestation, particularly for the masculine, that they had experienced some sort of trauma, either in this life, in their past, and or a past life. And also it came through that it could be connected to a deceased relative, and that we would release any feelings we had about that person. So if you may have been getting visited, it felt like you were being visited by these deceased people in your life, that they're trying to tell you, like, it's okay, no hard feelings in either direction, and, hoping that you can do the same and move forward. Okay, so otherwise, with the romance angels, I'm beginning with engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of communication. Ooh. What in the world? It's kind of cool, though, because this card is about perseverance and a warrior spirit and telling you to keep on fighting. And again, don't let anybody abuse you or take you for granted, or, don't give up. Protect that which you've created. That's definitely yourself. Have courage and believe in yourself. So that was very interesting, but I'm sort of glad. Otherwise, coming to let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Let go of control issues and new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Lastly, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So that's why some of us have to get over even situations involving people that are deceased, so that we can experience love now in healthy ways in our present. And it will be worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Overall energy is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Divine feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. Himself. And the union as a whole. This week in relation to love. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do contribute toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What energy is he giving to it. What the universe would have each or both do and even wants to help with. But we have to first affirm, because we have free will. Again, are you going to sit it out or dance? And the outcome. Divine feminine. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Like I said, I feel that some of us are leaving people who are toxic alone. And if it's not your actual partner, that it's somebody else in your life that is connected to your inability to move on. For others of us, this is a present state of separation that, again, could be coming to an end this week in a more positive way, and us being, freed of any fear energy that surrounds separation. Because, separation is an illusion, right? It's just an energy of fear that we sort of manifest. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and often specifically with regard to the card that her higher self has chosen here. And that is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So closing like the distance between us by beginning communication. And then Mercury in Libra will definitely help with that. Also, in terms of the veils and like what's real and what's false, the Jupiter and Neptune square has a lot to do with that too. It helps us to determine, if what we've been believing has been accurate, or if it's just all been bogus all along. So you could be like finding out things that you're surprised about certain people, places or things like, oh, okay, I totally thought, this was different. I thought you were my friend. I thought you were, a good person. I thought you cared. I thought you loved me. Or I didn't, I didn't realize you were interested in me, that sort of thing. And so the falsities falling away and you're getting a clear picture courtesy of the Jupiter square Neptune. The masculine is relates to himself this week in love, soulmate. So like fully engaged. Yes, this is your soulmate. Which would explain his desire for communication and getting to know each other. And the union as a whole. Chemistry. Could be sexual and physical attraction that's heavy here. That's what I'm feeling. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Overall, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So even though you had to like maybe survive a period of separation that felt grueling, you will decide that it was worth it in the end. What the masculine would have the feminine do contribute toward the union this week, it is wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this is like recognizing, even if it's just at the soul level, that I am this person's spiritual wife, or this person is my spiritual husband. We are joined. What two souls God or the universe has joined together, let no man tear asunder. Right? So you definitely want to keep that in mind. I don't even know why I was meant to just say that, but then I got this other picture of if somebody is trying to get in the way of that and to tear it asunder, that it's your job to guard it like the 9 of Wands and to protect it and to not let anybody like separate you from your partner. I lost it. Something else was coming and I just lost it. What the masculine is giving this week, and it is the relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So if you hadn't before, this is increased effort from the masculine. Even if that means in what he's doing for himself, in like dealing with, for example, the traumas of his past, that's giving effort toward the relationship too, right? We have to heal ourselves, and so that our our relationships can also be healed. What the universe would have us each or both do, and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will, and it is dealing with those past life relationships and issues from our past in this life as well. You've known each other before. Universe wants to help, and again, it is helping. To the extent that Jupiter square Neptune have stepped in, as well as Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra, the Sun is in Libra. At the end of the week, the Moon will be in Libra on the 28th. The outcome. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So for some, this is like why you feel like you can't leave somebody alone, like you feel stuck. Like for example, like how Catholics aren't supposed to get divorced, and so a lot of times when their marriages have really needed to end and the church agreed, instead they would annul it. I had a friend of mine, she married a man that had grown children. He had to have his marriage to their mother, from like 25 years ago, annulled. The children were very hurt, but he wanted to get married in a church. And I think they got married in a Lutheran church. Wanted to get married in a church, but they couldn't without him being like divorced. And then as a Catholic, he had to not get divorced, but instead have his marriage annulled. So it's going to be something like that, like some sort of ideology that's keeping you stuck. Or like I have clients, for example, in India that are like absolutely miserable with partners. In one case, the husband is gay, but again, sometimes these marriages are arranged and you're supposed to stay in them, even if they're terrible. And, so that's like one of the religious factors. It's an ideology thing. That's something that's preventing you from leaving. In other cases, religious factors for me tends to represent, like from a positive note standpoint, the sanctity of a relationship. So sitting next to wedding, for example, sacred marriage, sacred union. All right, going to the animal tarot, opening to the Two of Summer, which I don't even know why I opened to anything because I've already shuffled these. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages and romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. All right. Crown in the masculine. It is the Prince of Spring. So here again is that Jupiter or Mars or Leo, Sagittarius or Aries energy being ushered in to help things out. Passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity that arises needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance. The Prince of Spring or Knight of Wands tends to be an energy, even if actually a person, that comes in very, very quickly, sort of saves the day and may dissipate and even leave. So it could be like a short-lived whirlwind romance or a relationship that starts out very fast and then sort of, slows down, and you get a chance to catch your breath and stuff. Or again, something that comes in to ease a problem, ease a situation. It can just be an energy of the universe comes in to solve something, to move an obstacle out of your way. It does so, and then it's just gone. The energy is gone that quick, as quickly as it came. Anyway, masculine surrounded by the Queen of Winter is experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So again, Queen of Winter or Swords she's that chick who is made for, cutting away the people, places, and things with which she does not align in her life, and the masculine having to do that. And masculine subconscious, the Nine of Summer. So some wish is coming true. And he actually got this card on his side in the general reading too. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. So, of course, alternatively, there could be a relationship or situation coming together between a fire sign and an air sign, perhaps. Crowning the feminine. The 10 of Autumn, contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The 10 of Autumn for me can be about lump sum abundance coming in, sometimes to more than one person in a family, more than one family member. It can be about assets, a home, something belonging to a family, and just feeling good, secure, loved, like not wanting for anything in a particular moment. But I'm also feeling something about maybe like DNA, maybe like family court, something is coming through. Let's see what else the feminine gets. Surrounding her is the Nine of Spring, the Nine of Wands. You've worked hard and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting, like your family. You may have to go to court, somebody, this week. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry, you'll get through them just as you have in the past. If it's not actually going to court, you may have to take some sort of action, again, protecting your family and or assets, maybe even heritage or name, something connected to DNA. Feminine subconscious. The Princess of Winter. Logical, thoughtful, curious, and undiplomatic. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, Accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter or Page of Swords, like the Queen, is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Here in the feminine subconscious, she could be thinking about sending out some sort of communication to, again, protect her family and or an asset. And it might be something that she's been fighting for a while. It's coming up again in the Nine of Spring of Wands. This second of which we're seeing during this reading says, keep fighting, persevere. You're going to win this thing. But you have to keep going. Like, you have to continue to defend yourself if you want to. Crowning. The Seven of Autumn. I think the Seven of Pentacles, maybe not in this deck, but Seven of Autumn showed up in this very same spot in the general reading yesterday. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. So something we've done the sowing. This represents the sowing, right? We've sowed the seeds. So we've done like the prep work. And now we wait for the blessings to come in. In the case of the masculine, his prayers are being answered. His dreams are being answered. Dreams and wishes coming true. And that can also translate to like goals and dreams that he had for himself. Like, he's meeting them this week. Again, maybe because of this boost of energy, he's passionate about something and dedicated, but also no nonsense. And so he's handling his business as he wished he would be able to. At the root, foundation, the Five of Summer. So we started out like disappointed, melancholy. Oh, woe is me. Nothing ever goes my way. Blah, blah, blah. Focus upon the fact instead, however, that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. So like, even if you had to lose something or move on from something, there's a reason for it that is positive for you. And a positive outlook will make it easier for you to recover from those little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So that's from where we came. That's the root, the foundation. And at the heart of the matter, boom, the King of Summer, warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. This is sort of the equivalent, of yesterday in the general reading. It was the Lovers that showed up at the heart of the matter. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. The King of Summer, maybe an actual person, and even more specifically, a direct water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Otherwise, he could just represent a loving energy that we're to experience this week. But I want to clarify these a little bit further with those same romance angel cards that I used a minute ago. So I'm just going to cut them again. And coming to heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, which from the last spread, it looked like the masculine wanted to do this week anyway. For some, it could be a dream state. Could be telepathic and or dream state messages coming to you, signs, synchronicities. So some of us are going to receive actual communication, verbal communication or physical communication. And then some of us, again, dream state. We have this Nine of Cups mirroring the Page of Swords or Winter. So we're going to honestly discuss things and work them out. Or send each other honest messages. And the overall energy is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Atop the Knight of Wands is flirt. So the Knight of Wands is again very flirty and fast moving, very suave and impressive sort of energy, romantic, flirty, confident. So this is perfect for here. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Atop the Queen of Swords trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So faith in, again, the inner guidance that you're receiving that's telling you what people, places, and things you need to draw near, and which you need to, from which you need to separate. You got to pay attention to that. You also got to pay attention and trust other signs, syncs, again, messages in dream state that you receive. All of that's connected to this. Trust, it's like trusting your inner guidance, your heart, your soul, and listening to it. But also, if you've had a difficulty with a mate, we have another couple here that's in wedding attire. You're being guided or told that you can trust them too. And especially sitting here next to the King of Summer, because the King of Summer or Cups is somebody that we believe to be particularly genuine about his feelings. So you could be getting that message too, to trust your feelings as well and to go with them. Atop the Nine of Cups, which is like a big yes as it relates to love from the Minor Arcana and just good luck in general. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So we also saw yes in the dice, and coupled here with playfulness and your lighthearted energy. I think for some of the masculine, especially since we saw separation in the last spread too, this is him trying to figure out how to make his way back. And it is going to be like not coming through with a heavy, funky energy. Yeah, not coming through with a heavy, funky energy. But also the need to be, particularly honest. So without being, a Debbie Downer, in terms of honesty and wanting to talk about something, being too heavy. It's finding the balance between those two. Crowning the feminine atop the 10 of Autumn or the 10 of Pentacles is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So like she's full, she's abundant with this. And this is like another Two of Wands kind of card. It also represents, if the Two of Wands is atop the 10 of Pentacles or Autumn, a very lucrative and abundant relationship, partnership for her. Atop the 9 of Spring, let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. But at the same time, again, you have to defend yourself. So this is what this is saying is like not trying to force the energy any one way or another, maybe because you don't want to defend yourself anymore. You don't want to keep fighting. So you want to change the whole, dynamic of the situation. And that's not okay. So you are going to be called to, be your own defense and your own, warrior, and let that inner warrior spirit out without trying to change up the situation and to control it with your energy. Atop the Page of Swords, the Princess of Winter. Deception. So again, getting some sort of negative information, news, and I think it could be connected to somebody that's toxic in your life. They may or may not be an air sign. The air sign could just be, again, representing the fact that communication is coming in. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And in this same position in the general reading yesterday was, I don't remember the cards. I think one was the 6 of Pentacles, one was the 8 of Swords, I believe. And that gave me a sense, especially it was crossing the 7 of Swords atop the Lovers. And that gave me a sense of wanting to leave a relationship, but feeling like you depended on this person for something, like maybe your livelihood or whatever, but you needed to get away from them. So that could be one of the control issues that you're having too, like trying to force a relationship to continue that needs to go. That needs to go. And like you're going to be all right, like you can survive it. Of course, this is, a reading for many people. So, couple of different scenarios. Crowning atop the Seven of Pentacles. Again, worth waiting for. So again, the Seven of Pentacles is about being, patient. Again, we've done what we need to do. We've already sown the seeds. And so we're just waiting now to reap them. And it's saying, yes, when you get to, that's going to be well worth it. Divine timing is at work in your love life. At the root, atop the Five of Cups, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Now, this seems to be for both. I mean, here in this position, but I definitely think that that's what the masculine's being guided to do. And he's being helped with how to do so. Like, he doesn't know how to come back in or to come in initially, like to start a new relationship. For those that are like single and being urged to make a play for somebody, shoot your shot. Maybe he's had an opportunity before but didn't act right. And so now he's being guided to come in very lighthearted and honest. And at the heart of the matter, atop the King of Cups. Boom. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So that's why you're all uptight and all sorts of confused and don't know what to do with yourself. And it probably is not only a soulmate, but again, a divine union, a twin flame relationship, because that card has come up many, many times. And I also had those other cards that tend to represent, for me at least, a karmic relationship and or, connection. Again, Judgment, the Lovers, the Empress, the Emperor. Empress and Emperor are often like a married couple. But because I'm also seeing or have seen in both readings that for some people it's about leaving somebody and perhaps even a marriage. And for others it's something coming together. But for all overall, definitely toxicity, being freed of some sort of toxic situation this week that may stem from your past. Even going back to your childhood and some sort of trauma that you experience that could be tied into sacral chakra and or, sexual abuse, molestation, pedophilia, stuff like that. Further advice to the masculine this week from the Animal Tarot. The Three of Autumn. Your most satisfying and profitable career or relationship or anything really in your life comes from following your passions, listening to your heart and doing what brings you joy. And that's what I tried to describe here. I hope that I did a good job of it. That this is about listening to your inner guidance, listening to your heart, listening to your soul. Three of Autumn shows up to say you are deserving of something. So the universe is promoting you, rewarding you, honoring you, recognizing you, lifting you up, sending you abundance, sending you love because you have earned it with your, good karma and acts. So follow your heart. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your true talents and true self. So not again, you're not a fake self. Remember I stressed how important it is to be honest, not a fake self, your true self to shine forth into the world. For the feminine. The Ace of Spring. I think she got this yesterday too in the general. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. So yeah, you may not have been expecting soulmate love, a King of Cups to wander into your life this week, but there is one that awaits us if we're able to, dispense with the funky energy that surrounds us for those to whom that applies. From the romance angels to the masculine. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So again, you have a past life issue with which you are going to be called to deal this week. And, just do it. The energy is such for it to be like a smooth transition and for it to be a positive situation, not another trauma for you. As an additional reason for this card showing up could also be in connection to the soulmate relationship, the divine union too. For the feminine, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. That may be the what the Ace of Spring represents, right? An opportunity for growth, expansion, like a la Jupiter. You're growing spiritually, expanding. So is your love life. Deepening of connections. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine, though, triangle. And not the good kind of party of three. So again, some sort of third energy that's in the way that you're going to be called to deal with this week, masculine. I also had tons of threes showing up in their general reading too. And I purposely premiered it at 3:30 as a result. So they're showing up here too. Again, that party of three may involve specifically an earth sign. We have this guy here in the green shirt. Did I say that earlier about the king? That somebody may want to dispense with a partner and they may be an earth sign. I think I did. If I didn't, I meant to. And that came up last week also, not just this week. Feminine. We have our share of past life issues to deal with too. And that's why the universe, if you remember from the last spread, would like to help us with this. Would like us to call upon it so that we can deal with these things and get them out of the way this week. And I do feel it's going to be, like sometimes I'll say, oh, we're going to start this week and then it'll, culminate some other time. And not that that can't happen now, but I do feel that you're going to feel like major movement on these issues this week. And then again, it's in direct correlation to, well, in part also, I didn't mention Our Lady of Mercy. So Mary has a feast day about being merciful, compassionate, right, forgiving. So that's one thing. The sun, the moon, and Venus all in Libra. And then we also have, again, that Jupiter-Neptune square that occurred on the 21st, the fall solstice. So autumnal equinox. I think all of these things are playing a major role. So it's this week that you will feel like the effects of this tremendous shift, and you will experience something. And some of us, like I said, even going to court on some issues or having something finalized this week. From the angel therapy cards to the masculine. Base chakra. So the base or root chakra is actually like, think spinal cord, the trunk of your body, as we call it. So not just your sacral chakra, but in this is like your independence, the way you carry yourself. How you feel about yourself. All of that. It's very much connected to Archangel Michael. I don't know, those of you who like to, work with archangels, you may want to call upon him. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, your career, and your finances, as your words determine your outcome. So that's also coming into play here, right? It's very air sign. Our thoughts, our words become our reality. We speak things into life, into an existence. So you don't want to speak negativity, of course, into your life. You have the ability to do that as easily as you have the ability to speak positive, good things into your life. So watch, be mindful of the way you're talking about yourself. Because the base chakra is connected to a lack of confidence in things. For the feminine. Workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. And that may be true, but I definitely feel that, again, this week, it's going to be more about you hearing something. So you be the one who's learning. It says be open to both teaching and learning. I think this week, you're going to be the one who is learning some sort of information, and it may be tied to somebody who caused you some sort of trauma or toxicity in your life. Possibly a direct air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or again, that showing up in the element of air, because it is all of that energy in Libra for bodies that are ushering in that help for you, that assistance. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly love reading. I thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you would like a reading of your own, now is a really awesome time to get it. I announced yesterday my general reading, but I didn't really go into detail, that I finished all my client readings. I had been like so unable to breathe in relation to client readings, going back to a couple months when I had found myself in the hospital. When was that? June. That was June. And so I never really got ahead of it since then. And I actually finished the last client reading that I had to do yesterday. So, of course, when I make these kind of announcements, several people say, "Oh, okay, she's free. Let me book." And then I have a bunch again, which I'm not complaining. I mean, that's a blessing. But yeah, as of this moment, I am free. For anybody who would like to get a client reading from me, the information is, of course, in the description box. You can just hit me up on any of my social media or queenofswordsthelightworker.com. Namaste, guys. I'll be back with the moon reading at the end of the week.